For the bright side of branding, business, and being your own boss. Hey bosses, it's Sunny Lenarduzzi, and today this is a highly requested video, so I'm doing it for you. This is the top 4 ways to break the Instagram algorithm. So to get around the fact that yes, the algorithm has changed on Instagram and you're seeing more of your friends and family's posts as opposed to seeing brand and business posts. So if you're finding that your engagement has dropped, this is definitely a video that you want to watch. And I can't take all the credit for these tips. I actually turned to one of my friends. She's brilliant, incredible Instagram marketer, and she goes by the handle Mindy the Lion, but she has a ton of accounts where she just absolutely crushes it and knows how to grow accounts extremely fast in a real way. Plus she's just rad and her photos are incredible and you'll love her. So follow her on Instagram. The handle is right here and the link is below to follow her. So let's get started with the top 4 ways to break the Instagram algorithm. Tip number 1, this is pretty simple and you've probably heard me say this before, so I'm going to breeze through it, but it's just cross promotion. So here on my video, you'll find my Instagram link below this video. I also share my Instagram photos on Snapchat and I tell my audience there to go like and comment those photos, because the more likes and comments that you can get in the first hour that your photo is on Instagram, the higher that you're going to rank in the algorithm and also more likely that you're going to be able to make it onto the popular page. That is a big feat, but that is how you do it. You need a lot of engagement within the first hour. So that's one way to do it. You also, as a business or a brand, want to make sure that you're driving your traffic and your community on Instagram to your conversion site or to your website, but off of the actual Instagram platform. That's how you get around the algorithm. So you're at least getting people onto your email list, your e-commerce site, whatever it is that you're trying to drive them to. Make sure that you're not just posting the photo without any call to action. So you can say, for the full details on this photo or this information or to find this product, go to our website, link is in our bio, and then people can go there and click there and drive traffic to that conversion site. Tip number 2 is exclusive content. So you want to get more likes and comments on your photos, post exclusive content on Instagram. And again, you want to cross promote on other channels and tell people that a big announcement or a contest is coming soon and you're announcing all of the details on your Instagram page and at a certain date and time, and then post at that date and time. Then you're gonna have an audience waiting for you there and you'll get a ton of likes and comments within the first couple of minutes, as opposed to just randomly posting at an arbitrary time. So post exclusive content like contests or announcements of some kind. And also another thing that you can do on Instagram that a lot of beauty bloggers do to drive up their engagement and get more followers, likes, and also beat the algorithm is Q&As specifically on Instagram. Because like I said, the more comments you get, the higher your photos will rank, really, in the Instagram algorithm. So do a video on Instagram and say, hey guys, I'm gonna answer your questions live here on my page. Leave your comments below with your questions, and then you go through and answer all those comments. So you're doubling up all the comments that you get, increasing your reach and increasing your ranking in the algorithm. Tip number 3, think like a tween. They rule the world on social media, so mad respect for the tweens and the teens out there. We could all learn a thing or two, and this is one tip that you definitely want to take note of. So if you've ever noticed on a big, huge celebrity account, say it's the Kardashians of the world, if they post a photo onto Instagram, the first comments, first hundreds or thousands of comments usually say LB. What that means is like back, and it's basically a secret code in amongst tweens, teens on Instagram. So if you post LB on a big celebrity account in the comments, you're gonna get a flood of people that will go and like your photos. So people are liking back. They're going back to your photos on your profile and liking them. So you get a flood of engagement. So this is an easy little hack or trick to get more comments, more engagement on your photos. I don't recommend things like this because it is quite spammy, so I don't actually recommend saying LB on photos, but here's how you can adapt this to your own brand and business. Make sure that you turn on notifications for the biggest influencers in your space. Who are the big names that are on Instagram in your space? For me, it's people like Marie Forleo, Gary Vaynerchuk, Lewis Howes. Turn on notifications for people who have a big following on Instagram in your space, and the moment that they post a photo, open up the app, go to that photo and be one of the first people to like it, because then people are gonna see your name and your handle and that you were there first. And you also wanna leave a meaningful comment, because you're gonna get more eyeballs on your comments, because again, you're gonna be one of the first ones to comment. So don't necessarily write LB, because that will not work in an adult audience and you'll just sound like a weirdo, but write a valuable comment on that picture and you're gonna get more eyeballs on your account. Finally, tip number 4 is hashtags and tags. And I know you're probably thinking, I've heard this before, but this might be a little bit different. So what you want to do is in your phone, in your notes section, store relevant industry hashtags. So in my niche, it's things like social media marketing, social media tips, and I just do research on other big accounts in my space and see what hashtags are working for them, store them in my phone, and I copy and paste them into the second comment on my photos. So I don't put it in the original caption because it can be a little overwhelming. I put it in the second comment. The other thing you want to do is pay attention to trending hashtags. So when you post a photo, add that trending hashtag onto your photo. Yes, this seems a little bit spammy, but you can delete it after a couple of minutes. You just want to do it so it spurs engagement in that first hour that your photo is on Instagram. The other thing that I want you to do, and that's going to help you break the algorithm and get more engagement right off the bat, is ask your followers to comment and tag a friend who the photo or graphic or text-based image that you're using on Instagram might be relevant to. So say tag a friend if you can relate to this, or tag a friend this reminds you of. Something like that. You just want to make sure that people are tagging their friends in the comments, because again, that's exposing you to a new audience. It's tagging people who maybe have never heard of you before, so it'll increase your following, but it also increases the amount of comments within that first hour that your photo is on Instagram as well. Now for some bonus tips. So bonus tip number 1 is Instagram stories. Obviously this is a new feature on Instagram, but what it does is it allows you to get past the algorithm a little bit, because it keeps you top of mind. Because when you post an Instagram story, you're gonna come up at the very top of the feed before any of the static posts or videos or photos. So if you have an Instagram story that's live, use that to tell the behind the scenes story of what your photo that you posted on Instagram is all about. That's going to engage your audience even further and drive more comments or likes onto your static content as well. Bonus tip number 2 is post good content. Seems pretty simple, but the way to figure out what your audience wants to see and what's driving the most engagement on your profile and is going to get the most engagement in that first hour that your photos are on Instagram is by paying attention to what people actually want to see on your account. So see what's getting the most engagement. See what's getting the most likes and comments. Is it text-based photos? Is it videos? Is it sunsets? Is it selfies? Is it nighttime photography? Use more of whatever is working, which brings me to bonus tip number 3. Yes, I know, 3 bonus tips. Who am I? This is ridiculous. The bonus tip number 3 is pay attention to your analytics. There are now analytics on Instagram, particularly for business accounts, but I recommend everyone gets these, especially if you are a brand or business, because you need to know it works. And if you want to use a different platform for analytics, I recommend using ICONOSQUARE. It will tell you things like what kind of content is seeing the highest engagement and when you should post your content, because that's when your audience is most active. So your analytics will guide you in getting more and more engagement on your photos and your videos on Instagram. So that is how you break the algorithm on Instagram. Again, some of these tips are mine, but a lot of them are from my friend, the genius Mindy the Lion. So make sure you follow her on Instagram, and you can follow me at Sunny Leonard Uzi. It's the same across all platforms, of course, and the link below to follow both of us, it's below this video. If you like this video, hit the like button below, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe. And if you want more insider trainings, tips, tricks, and to share and mastermind with bosses from around the world, there are thousands of bosses in the Be Your Own Boss Mastermind group on Facebook. If you want to request access to that private group, you can find the link below this video, and I hope to see you in there. Thanks again for watching, you guys, and I will see you in the next episode. The Sunny Show.